Welcome, ladies and gents, to This Week in Failing Up. Who is failing up this week in Hollywood? It is, of course, the Rings of Power showrunners. They have now signed a new deal with Amazon because they did a great job on the first season of Rings of Power. A season or show which has been review bombed into oblivion will continue to be review bombed into oblivion, and I don't mean review bombed in the negative way. I mean these reviews were absolutely correct. They're populating the scenes with replicated individuals because apparently they couldn't afford, just a whole bunch of stand-ins and extras. You've got nonsense race-swapped elves because, yes, a story which was supposedly created to be a European myth and fairy tale for the modern era. Race-swapped elves, I guess. Absolute insanity. The whole thing was utterly insane. But remember, ladies and gents, for Season 2, they hired a bunch of women for the directors because what sits between your legs was super important with Season 1 and made it a failure, apparently. Because what Season 1 was missing was more pussy behind the scenes. Yes, of course. Utter nonsense, as I'm sure you would all agree. So let's take a look at this, ladies and gents. Hit subscribe if you're new here and turn the bell notification on. Look, the Rings of Power. The showrunners have signed a new Amazon deal. Why? 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 What, did they earn it? Was there something that they did that was good? What have they done? Is this simply for them to stay on Rings of Power? Like what? Why? Bearing in mind as well, remember these individuals have never showrun anything before. This is their first showrunning gig, and Amazon gave them the keys to the biggest budget sort of production series in history. Why? Absolutely unbelievable. God, it's so. This, ladies and gents, just as an FYI, this is why you are now paying, however much money it is for Amazon Prime, because it keeps going up. And now you're getting adverts on Prime. This is why. These people are why. Well done. Well done. Good job. Good job, Jeff Bezos. So Patrick McKay and JD Payne have now inked a 3-year overall deal with Amazon MGM Studios as they prep a potential third season. Now, generally speaking, an overall deal, a first look deal, is that they're going to sit there and they are going to produce work. They're going to make work, make shows, series, whatever it is for Amazon and MGM. That's what an overall deal and a first look deal is. They get a sweeping amount of cash. Generally speaking, it's a lot of money. It can sometimes be hundreds of millions of dollars, a la J.J. Abrams. And yeah, they make products. But you have not made anything. You've not made anything good. What are you doing? Absolutely outrageous. So the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power showrunners have struck a new overall deal with Amazon and MGM Studios, a potentially bullish sign for the future of the fantasy series. Bullshit sign, more like, yes. They're going to bullshit their way into trying to get more higher reviews, just like they tried before the first season was released. We're gonna take a look at these Lord of the Rings fans, a bunch of rando people that you just got off the street and paid them money, I'm sure, to review your show positively. We're just gonna try and bullshit our way with the mainstream media by paying the likes of, I think it was Variety, if I remember rightly, or Entertainment Weekly, one of the two, to do huge spreads across the board, and then when it comes out, their reviews were bad. They're just, not bullish, bullshit. It's a bullshit sign. It's a bullshit sign of a lack of meritocracy within Hollywood. Obviously, we know it's not been there for a long time. It's essentially entirely fueled by nepotism at this stage. But my God, at least try and hide it. At least try and hide it. So Patrick McKay and JD Payne have signed a 3-year deal, which also launches their own production company, 1040pm Productions. What's 1040pm mean, son? Is that when you have a nightcap? Is that when you log off? What's 10? What? Anyway, so they're starting their own production company. Good times. Good, great, love it. You've not made anything good. God. Anyway, the duo wrote and executive produced season 1 of the Emmy-nominated Prime Video series, again, which was incredibly hated. No one liked it. Except for some absolute morons, you know, that call themselves critics, I guess. I think the top critic score was less, if I remember rightly. What was the... Let me have a look. Oh my god, 25,000 reviews, and they hated it. They couldn't even get a good score from 25,000 people. That's hilarious. They also, Amazon, because they own IMDb, they changed IMDb's rating system. They were hiding the ratings. They hid them for like a couple of weeks. Unbelievable. So no. That debuted in the fall of 2022. The show stands as Amazon's most watched original series and ranked in Nielsen's streaming chart top 4 every week during its initial run. But what a Hollywood Reporter is failing to tell you is that yes, it was in the top 4 of the Nielsen's ratings, but it lost, I think it was on average 5% of total viewership or 10% of total viewership every single episode. So those that tuned in at the start, I think it was about 50% drop off towards the end. It was absolutely unbelievable. Huge drop off. So well done, Hollywood Reporter, for hiding that fact. The show's second season has wrapped filming and will be released later this year. I cannot wait to rip that a new one. While a third season hasn't officially been ordered and a writer's room has not yet opened, the showrunners have started to break the initial story outline. What is it? More shit on a stick? In addition, Amazon is planning to move the show's production hub from Bray Studios to a new production facility at nearby Shepperton Studios in the UK. So they moved it back to the UK because they can get really good tax breaks from the government. So thank you very much, taxpayer, for producing this garbage. You know what is kind of good about this? And it's a shame that other people don't, you know, review these things. Is that, you know, because I earn money from my reviews, you could say that I'm getting some of my tax money back. Obviously not that much back, but some of it back. Because they get insane tax breaks from the UK. It's like over 25% of their production budget just gets given back to them. We began this remarkable journey with JD and Patrick more than 5.5 years ago and have never looked back. Well, you probably should have done. Or at the very least, you should have looked at the reviews because they're poo. That's from Vernon Sanders, head of television at Amazon Studios. We continue to be amazed by the scope and scale of their vision and the enormous global success achieved by The Rings of Power in its record-breaking first season. This is honestly the perfect representation of burying your head in the sand. What scope and scale? Right? It doesn't matter whether their vision has scope and scale if it's absolute crap. And it might be record-breaking, but for all the wrong reasons. You think people were watching it because they liked it. They were watching it because it was terrible. You know? It's like watching some awful snuff film on Twitter. You're watching it in like this weird morbid curiosity. I was watching it as a disaster piece. We can't wait for Prime Video customers to experience the epic adventure and high-stakes drama that JD and Patrick are continuing to build throughout Season 2 and beyond. Naturally, the studio is thrilled to extend our overall deal with these brilliant creative minds as they continue to deliver on their passion for great storytelling. These are the individuals. No one cares. This is garbage. Failing Up in Hollywood continues, of course. So McKay and Payne previously teased their Season 2 plans in a Hollywood Reporter cover story, blah, 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 blah. So Hollywood Reporter have, you know, been working with Amazon, basically. What have they learned since the first season? That could be an answer that takes up to an hour. And the entire making of this show has been a massive learning experience for everyone involved. Bigger and better it's going to be, every level by an order of magnitude. The bar has to keep going up. Yeah, of course it does. We need that bar to keep going up. Just like our bank balances. There you go. That's the story. Not much else to say. Maybe my vitriol comes from the fact I'm not getting a piece of that pie. I'd love to fail up. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. But no. Some raging dipshits in Hollywood. I don't know. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.